Hello students, welcome back to the class. So the last topic, in the last classes we have discussed about Indian Independent Act 1947. In that we have discussed about how the Lord Mountbatten, who played a very important role, how they have divided a separate constituency and what are the options which are given for the princely states, okay, and remaining things. So in this class we will go forward to a new topic. This is quite new topic. This is from unit third unit. So in the last class we have discussed about first unit. In this class we are discussing about the third unit point. Topic name is the composition of Union Council of Ministers. What is the main composition of Union Councils of Ministers? We are discussing about that point. So first, if you are going forward, according to the article 74th article, when you are seeing the article 74th article, there we can find this Council of Ministers played a very important role, and Prime Ministers who played a very important role. Council of Ministers and Prime Ministers are very important students. Powerful persons in the Lok Sabha, Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister, both. Council of Ministers and Prime Ministers are very important. Why? Because according to the article 74 part 1 of the Constitution says that this Council of Ministers and Prime Ministers will advise the President regarding their power and various functions. What are the various functions? How the President can utilize their power? President cannot utilize his power directly. According to the Constitution, if the President wanted to use the power, then he have to depend upon the Council of Ministers. Okay, on the advice of Council of Ministers only the President will act. Okay, this Council of Ministers and Prime Ministers are very important. They played a very important role. Powerful positions are nothing but the Council of Ministers in the Lok Sabha. But Prime Minister, why he is powerful in Lok Sabha? Because the Prime Minister is the head of the Council of Ministers, and that's why the Prime Minister is the head of is also one of the powerful person. So Council of Minister and Prime Minister, according to Article 74 part 1 of the Constitution says that this Council of Ministers and Prime Ministers are very important because they will advise the President regarding the powers as well as functions. Now we will go forward. Next one saying this Council of Ministers are mainly appointed President. Who will appoint the President means Council of Ministers will appoint President. So the Council of Ministers are mainly the ministers, they are appointing the President. Okay, that is one part. So President will appoint the Council of Ministers. On the advice of Prime Minister, the President will appoint. President also will take the advice of Prime Minister. On the advice of Prime Minister, the President will appoint the Council of Ministers. Now we will discuss about the Council of Ministers. Okay, Council of Ministers. Now composition, if you see the composition, in India we have three types of Council of Ministers, three tiers. Council of Ministers are mainly classified into three tiers. First ministers, the highest ministers of Council of Ministers are Cabinet Ministers. Second one is Ministers for the State, and third one is Deputy Ministers. These are the three important ministers which act as a Council of Ministers. So Council of Ministers are mainly classified into three tiers. So first one is called as Cabinet Ministers, second one is called Minister for State, and third one is called the Deputy Ministers. When we are talking about the Cabinet Minister, these ministers plays very important role at central level. Okay, the Cabinet Ministers plays very important role in central level. In conducting the Cabinet meeting, the Council of Ministers plays very important role. Ministers for States plays very important role at state level. Okay, Ministers of States also will play very important role at state level. Okay, so the levels and the Cabinet, the Council of Ministers are mainly classified into three tiers. First one is called as Central Cabinet Minister, second one is called Ministers for State, and third one is called Deputy Minister. In Central Ministers are mainly consists of Cabinet Ministers. Then we have discussed about Ministers of State and Deputy Ministers. Now we will go forward Cabinet Ministers. Now briefly we will discuss about what is meant by Cabinet Ministers. Already we know that Cabinet Ministers plays very important role at central level in Lok Sabha. So Cabinet Ministers plays very important role in Lok Sabha for formulating any bills, for formulating any policies. Okay, these Cabinet Ministers plays very important role. Whenever any planning, whenever the Prime Ministers will conduct the meeting or Cabinet meeting, this Council of Ministers are very important. Now cabinet ministers already mentioned in the constitution. These cabinet ministers are included in the constitution for the 44th amendment. Okay, they have included in the constitution for 44th amendment. We already seen the amendments. We have many amendments. Amendments are nothing but the changes. Whatever the changes we are making in the constitution, that is called as amendment. So they made some changes here. They have included the council of ministers. The council of ministers included in the constitutions in the 44th amendment. This council of ministers will be highly senior and experienced persons. Whenever the person will be appointed for the council of ministers, mainly they will see the seniority as well as experience, skills, knowledge. The three things, common things are very, very important: seniority, experience, knowledge, skill, etc. So council of ministers are highly senior and experienced persons, and they plays a very important role in policy making body, such as politico-administrative. In political administrations, or if they wanted to formulate any policy, the council of ministers role is very, very important. Okay, they will formulate many policies. For example, I said national policy of child care. For example, this is a policy. You take an example as national policy of children education. So this policy, who has formulated? The council of ministers has formulated these all policies. Under the leadership of Prime Minister, the council of ministers will formulate various types of plans, various types of they will conduct various types of meetings, various types of schemes, etc. So these are very, very important. So here the first one what we have discussed, the cabinet ministers. These cabinet ministers are mentioned in the constitution according to the 44th amendment, and these ministers are highly seniors and experienced, and these ministers plays a very important role in making any policy decision making. That's why they were called policy making body. Why? Because most of the policy, every policies will be formulated by the council of ministers or cabinet ministers. Okay, that is one point. Next we'll go forward. Now come to the point minister of state. If you are talking about the minister of state, okay, this minister of states, if you see, most of the ministers have independent. These ministers of states are classified into two types. One is called, most of the ministers have an independent charge. One type of ministers, if you see, they are completely independent. So they are having the independent charge. And one type of ministers are there, they are very close to the cabinet ministers. So they will attack to the cabinet ministers. These cabinet ministers, they will be very close. So ministers of state, sometimes they will assist the cabinet ministers, and that's why they were attached to the cabinet ministers. So ministers of states are also mainly classified into two types. One is called ministers which have an independent charge. Okay, they will never depend on others, they will do the work, okay, and they will support, and they have completely the independent charge. And one ministers are mainly attached to the cabinet. Ministers of states responsibility is chief ministers. Okay, cabinet ministers plays a very important role. Okay, ministers of states plays very important responsibility towards the cabinet ministers. Okay, the responsibility is toward the cabinet ministers, assisting the cabinet ministers, etc. Okay, I'll go forward. Now we have discussed about ministers of states. So what we have discussed, that ministers in the states are mainly classified into two types. One ministers which have an independent charge, and one ministers which are mainly attached to the cabinet ministers. Now we'll study about what are the main qualifications which are needed to become the Union Council of Ministers. If you wanted to be the Union Council of Ministers, what are the qualifications are required? What is the main qualification? We'll discuss. Union Council of Ministers, first qualification is appointment. President will appoint the Union Council of Ministers, and the President how will appoint? He will appoint on the advice of Prime Ministers. So President will get advice of Prime Ministers. On the advice of Prime Minister, he will appoint the Union Council of Ministers. So Union Council of Ministers will be appointed by the President only on the advice of Prime Minister. So, but to become the Union Council of Ministers, you should be the member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. If you are a member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, then only we can become the member of Union Council of Ministers. So must have the membership either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. If you are not a member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, then what is the other way so that we can able to become the Union Council of Ministers is, if you have no membership, then what we have to do, you have to nominate before 6 months. Okay, before 6 months you should nominate before assuming the office. if you wanted to assume the office Union Council of Ministers, then your appointment must be done before 6 months in either Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. You should be nominated. Should be nominated in either Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha for the period of 6 months before assuming the position of Union Council of Ministers. So already what he have said, membership is important in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. If you have not a member, then before 6 months only you should be selected either as a member of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha before assuming the office, or you should be nominated. Some members will be nominated for Rajya Sabha, some members will be nominated for Lok Sabha, very rare. Rajya Sabha 12 members are nominated. So if you are nominated, then there is a possibility you can become the member of Union Council of Ministers. So before 6 months you should be nominated either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Then before 6 months, assuming the office, then you should be nominated before 6 months, then you can able to become the member of Union Council of Ministers. So once again we will make recapitulation points. So what we have discussed about composition of, in this topic we are discussing about the composition of Council of Ministers. According to the Article 74 of the Indian Constitution says that the Council of Ministers and Prime Ministers are very important to advise the President regarding the powers and their functions. How the President can able to exercise the power, how the President should function. So President cannot act independently. President have to every time depend upon the Council of Ministers and Prime Ministers. Already we have discussed. Only in emergency condition the President can depend upon himself. But in the normal condition, President have to depend on the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers. So this is the Article 74. Constitution says that both Council of Ministers and Prime Ministers are very important to advise the President about their powers and also their functions. Then we have discussed here Council of Ministers, how it will be nominated. They are nominated by President on the advice of Prime Minister. Now composition, if you are talking, there are three tiers of Council of Ministers. First one is Cabinet Minister, second one Minister of State, and third one is Deputy Ministers. In Cabinet Ministers are appointed at central level, Ministers of States are appointed at state level, and there are some ministers at state we can find Deputy Ministers. Now first one, Cabinet Ministers. Cabinet Ministers plays very important role in central level. So they were mentioned according to the constitutions, and these Cabinet Ministers are included according to 44th Amendment. These members are highly senior and experienced persons, okay, and this plays a very important role in policy making and politico-administrative measures. So they played a very important role in making policies. Cabinet Ministers, and that's why they were called as policy making body. So I have given one example also, national policy of child care, national policy on health, national policy of children. Whenever these types of policies will be formulated at central level, Cabinet Ministers plays very important role. At state level, state ministers plays important role. Okay, next see. Ministers of states, we have discussed that they are mainly classified into two types. Ministers which have an independent in charge, they are independent charge, and ministers which are mainly attached to the Cabinet Ministers. Ministers of state responsibility is Cabinet Ministers. Okay, the responsibility, Cabinet Minister responsibility is Minister of State. So they should cooperate. Ministers of state, okay, Ministers of state should be cooperate with the Cabinet Ministers. And qualification, if you see, Union Council of Ministers are appointed by President, but only on the advice of Prime Minister. Second qualification is to become the member of Union Council of Ministers, they must be the member of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. If Union Council of Ministers does not have any membership, then before 6 months they should be nominated as a member, okay, before assuming the office. So this is the qualifications, and these are some of the important tiers of Council of Ministers we have discussed, students. We will continue the topic in the next class. Thank you very much.